Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and my name is Cornish-Knight, and welcome back to another episode of Downwell, a very Cornish Let's Play. Now, as always, if you want your name included in the run, please leave it in the section below. Let us dive right in, shall we? We're going to go with the standard style, and hopefully we'll get some advantage done. We managed to get down to the halfway through the third floor, which I was really happy with because I haven't really had much experience dealing with that level before. So, was the shotgun not a bad pickup so early on? Hopefully that will keep that away. Now I don't think I'm going to be able to get this bat, unfortunately. But all we can do is try. Unfortunate. But all we can do is press on. Gem high. Ooh. Nice load of gems. Keep my gem high going. So I just really hate the bat. If you haven't been able to tell already by watching my Let's Plays, the bats in this game I really detest. Now we took a little bit of damage, but it's not too bad. We can always get it back. Yeah, let's go with the apple. Gives us a sudden. We will give us a full extra point of health, and we will push on. I'm just going to be a bit more aggressive this time. Just. Oh, seriously, I lost health with that. Oh, really? I am not doing well health-wise today. I might just have to take the machine gun. I don't like taking it. It's not a particularly fantastic ability to have, but oh, I took more damage. Are you serious? And they don't have any health. Now I might just, at this point I'm relatively set for items, so I might get a bit more money if I can. Now these piles actually don't give you as much as you think. It's interesting. You think, oh, like massive amounts of gems, but no, they actually give you about, I think, 150, I believe. Knife and fork, on the off chance that we get the perk kicking in. I didn't want to do that. So we're already getting the eyeballs, that's good to know. Oh, shop, so early. Grab that. Grab that. Get ourselves a good chunk of health. And then we're going to start speed running a bit. Just because I don't really want to be dealing with. Actually, it's a good time to see how much we get. So we get 120, I think, or is it 180? It's one or the other. So it's not as much as you actually think. Interesting, and I thought to get more. My own fault. I thought I could dodge around that. Oh well. Oh, that was so close. Let's keep going. Yeah, I've decided that I'm going to try and push to try and get to the third floor. Gem power, getting gems with guns, gem boots, that's quite a useful one to get. On the catacombs. Now, that was quick. Unfortunately I lost a gem high, but can't be helped. Ooh, nice amount of gems. If nothing else, it gives me an automatic gem high getting these, so... I hate these ones. That was good. Now, if you can just... That was close. Now, to actually describe this one, so I know I've been focusing quite a bit, but I always have problems doing this particular floor. Oh great. That was going to happen. Yeah, I'm going to have to just flee now. I screwed up really badly. Get some health. Basically what I've done is I've mistimed the ghosts, and the ghosts are now going to be coming for me in massive numbers, so I have no real choice but to keep running. We've got to get gem sickness, blast boot, stomping enemies causes a blast. Maybe that one, yeah. That one's quite useful. No, the run so far is going really well. Don't want to jinx it really. Oh, curses! I've forgotten that. What's this? This is. So I suddenly realised the downside of the perk I've just picked up, which is that basically it means, yeah, I'm in a real bad situation. I just realised the massive problem with the perk I've just picked up. Basically, for the sake of simplicity's sake, it now means whenever I land on something, it's going to explode. Which sounds really good, and it would be really good on the next level, but on this one, you actually want to be able to delay your falling, so all I've done is actually make the game even harder for myself. Because I've got massive explosion range now, which is not fantastic for me in the slightest. I took unnecessary damage again. That's not good. Whew. Focus, focus, focus. Time out. Safety jetpack boots. Gunpowder blocks maybe. I haven't got the best combination. Oh, I thought those things weren't hostile. Losing tons of health, I need to get health back. Oh, no! Curse you, bat! For I am forever thwarted by bats. Right, let's go with the boulder style. I find I get relatively good success on this one. And we are just going to... absolutely rush it now. I don't normally like doing rushing. Oh, I missed that. Oh well. Taking a lot of damage. Don't really want to be taking loads of damage, but hey ho. Keep on missing shops. Ah, really? Didn't mean to take so much damage. That's really bad. Oh well. Let's go with that. What we can do is press on. Shop there. Can I get anything? Nope. Press, press, press. I'm getting a lot. I feel like I'm getting better at the game. You guys either tell me if you think I am getting better at the game or not. I don't like speedrunning, I will admit. I think I take a lot more damage when I speedrun. Movie's okay. Not a fan of it. Just wanted the health, really. Oh, seriously? God, I'm taking so much damage on this. Let's take Pretty Balloon. We can get some health in here. A little bit of health, not tons. The reason I like going slowly is that if you take it carefully, you get a lot more. I was going to say you get a lot more gems, which you can then spend on things. Seriously? Oh, I didn't react quickly enough. Curses! Oh, we get a new palette unlocked. That's cool. Let's see what it is. Yeah, not going to be wearing that one. I'm going to go back to this one. I like it. I find it's easiest on the eyes for me. Let's go with the handstand style. Not much health. I've always argued, and I will to the end of days, I've played the original Binding of Isaac and I've played this, and I find this a much harder game than the Binding of Isaac. Not that the Binding of Isaac isn't a good game, it is, and I enjoy it a lot, but for the sheer level of concentration you have to actually have in this game, I'd rather be playing this. This game's a lot more challenging. I mean, I like the Binding of Isaac, but difficulty-wise, this one is a lot more, well, difficult. Especially since you don't get the outrageous combinations of item combos. I'm tying that wrong. You don't get the outrageous amount of item combinations that you do in Isaac. For example, I think a really good one would be Homing Shot and what was it? Brimstone, I think it's called. Yeah, I mean that's the one I've seen Mathis Gaming. He likes to get a lot is the Homing one and Brimstone. You don't get stuff like that in this game. It's literally just all skill. Get some more health. Could have the sprint now, that's my last punch in it. No, I'm not. And before anybody complains or gets grumpy, I'm not actually saying that The Binding of Isaac's a bad game. It's not. It's a great game, and I'm actually a massive fan of it. But which one do I think is more challenging on a technical level? I would say Downwell. Personally, I mean, there's a lot more complications, I suppose you could call them, in Downwell than there are in Binding of Isaac. I mean, if you take the Binding of Isaac, besides obviously the enemies and the constant amount of boss monsters that you get, the actual environmental hazards are relatively tame. I mean, what's it you get? Let's try and think. You get the spikes, exploding barrels. Yeah, there was no way I wasn't going to take damage that time. Exploding barrels. This is because I'm talking too much and simply focusing on playing the game, especially if it's so as challenging as I say it is. Punch, saves the day. But I still get hit from a tortoise. Curse you, tortoise. You always destroy my things. And the bats. Again with the bats. Curse you, bats. Let's try... floating style. We'll just go super aggressive this time to try and go for it. Yeah, that didn't work out particularly well. Have to remember to stay in the centre of the screen. Grab that, get myself a bit of power. Oh, it's the burster. I hate the burster. Yeah, I don't like the burster. It's not a fantastic weapon. You will really want like full auto weapons in this game more than anything else. Now, what we were talking about originally, we were talking about the Binding of Isaac. Right. Now, I find Binding... I mean, don't get me wrong, the Binding of Isaac is a fantastic game, but difficulty-wise, I think this is harder. Partly because not only do you have the enemies, which are just as frustrating as the ones in Isaac, but you also have the fact is the deeper you go down, the more actually dangerous the level becomes for your health. It is, I mean, if you look at, for example, the difference between the third floor in Isaac and the third floor on this, where you have a time limit and you will literally sort of drown if you do not get through it, is completely different to how Isaac is, where you do have all the time in the world, relatively speaking, if you're being super aggressive and you want to get the... if you want to go and fight... well, if you want to go into the secret rooms and stuff like that you get, which have time limits on them, yes, you have to push, but at no time in the game is, oh, by the way, if you don't get to the end of the level in this set time, your character dies. That isn't something that you get in the Binding of Isaac. Come on, I want to try and get to the catacombs again. I'd love to try and get to the underwater level. Ah, why did I jump there? Ah, so many bats. It's like bat hunting season. Oh, ran out of ammunition. And now I've got bats everywhere. Sod off, eyeball. Oh, I missed that shot, oh well. Yeah, I need to get... The problem with speedrunning is that in this game is that to have the optimum success is you need to have... There's a very particular combination, which is one of them attracts gems to you, the other one uses gems to refill all your abilities. Now, that's a really good combination to have. And I have not picked it. Well, at least one of the catacombs at least, there we go. Hitting gems recharges gun boots. Now I've got one of the combo. Let's just try and see if we can still make this a successful run. Now the problem is I've got a bat above me, which I always hate. Oh, a shop. Let's just grab this extra change. Yes, we're back in the running, folks. Oh, I have the eating perk. I mean, the eating perk is okay. To be honest, though, I've never found it fantastically useful. It doesn't kick off enough for it to be sort of like what you'd call like a super effective perk. Sorry, just trying to focus for a second. If it had a bit more reliability, I suppose it would be too overpowered, so they've probably nerfed it to be like that. Ah, there we go. We've got here some gems. Also, for a fact, that the difference between this and Isaac is the fact that in Isaac you can go deeper into the game and the game will stay the same price-wise. Stuff in the shop won't cost more money. This has quite a rapid level of inflation quickly added onto it, so it's not like you can go, oh, I can just get an item because I have this money. It's like, no, you need to have extra amount of funds because Earthling costs that much more. And I have no problem with that. I think it's a good mechanic, and it forces the players to either go really aggressive speed-wise to try and get through the level, or it forces them to be super cautious. It's up to the player. Now, I've not got a good weapon for this particular. Basically, as I said before, the drone, you really need to have a rapid fire weapon for the drone, otherwise the drone's abilities aren't fully neutralised. That was close. Still took damage, unfortunately. I hate the ghost. The problem is the ghosts aren't super aggressive. Taking a lot of unnecessary damage here. A lot of unnecessary damage. Had to take the laser just to get a little bit of health back. And this weapon is even less useful for my particular. I got a none thing and I wasted it. No, and that wasn't good either. Really getting living daylights kicked out of me here. I didn't even notice the ghost. Well, we're not doing too badly. We're making a lot more progress and getting down to the deeper levels than we were. Now, as always, if you've liked, please press the like button. If you subscribe, please press the subscription button. I've been Cornish-Knight, and you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links below. I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.